Splitgate 2 just launched a new Battle Royale mode, and let me tell you, it's fire. This Battle Royale game mode just came out a couple of days ago, and my first day playing was today. Now, if this game wasn't such a smooth transition from the game that I previously played, Apex, then I definitely shouldn't be shooting like Chris Kyle, the American Sniper. But yet I was. So it's time for me to give you what I believe are the best controller settings for you to use in the Battle Royale game mode. Of course, it's subject to change because I just started playing and I know nothing. But I promise, try these settings out and you're going to start cooking. So let's get started. First and foremost, we want to look at the button layout. The default button settings are garbage. So thankfully, Splitgate has a custom preset where you can customize your button binds. And so I mimicked my button binds for Splitgate to match the same button binds I had in Apex. And this is for a reason, I'll get into it later. So first we're going to have jump on L1 or LB. Your crouch as always should be toggle, so R3. Your sprint toggle button is going to be L3. Equipment is going to be X or A. Faction ability is going to be up on the D-pad. Melee is B. To fire, I fire with the triggers. To change weapons, it's triangle or Y. Reload is going to be square or X. For miscellaneous, your comms wheel is going to be left on the D-pad, and then your scoreboard is going to be whatever the hell button that is. I don't know what that is. To create portals, you're going to use R1 or RB. To switch them, you're going to use right on the D-pad. And lastly, to close your portals is going to be down on the D-pad. Now, I will say there's a bit of an issue with these settings. My comms wheel and my map are both left on the D-pad. There's actually no buttons that I can use to split those up. You'll notice that the game on PC, on Steam specifically, recognizes my PS DualSense Edge as an Xbox controller. Because of that, I can't use my touchpad or other buttons that are only specific to PlayStation controllers. But the map's not the most important thing to be looking at. The game does a pretty good job telling you where you need to go for next zone. So if I do need to use it, I just press M on my keyboard. Just a quick explanation, these are known as Evolved on Apex. That's the name of the controller binds. And these controller settings are perfect for people that don't want to pay $200+ on modded controllers like Scuff, Battle Beaver, etc. I don't use back paddles. And these settings are exactly why. The whole premise of this button layout is to keep your thumbs on the thumbsticks as long as possible. As much as possible, rather. Because when you take your thumbs off the thumbsticks, that means you're no longer aiming and using your camera or moving. And that's a big no-no in FPS. And a lot of the times you have to pick up your right thumb off the thumbstick to go jump, interact, switch weapons, or whatever. So by having jump on L1, I can jump all the time without ever having to take my thumbs off the sticks. The same thing for crouch. I have that on R3 for the same reason. Those two are the most important to have in an area where you don't have to take your thumbs off the thumbstick, because those are the two buttons that you'll be pressing the most in any FPS. Now this will have to require you to press up on the D-pad to use your special ability, or to press X or A to use your equipment. But that's fine. I play claw to counteract that, but those two things you aren't using nearly as much as jumping and crouching. So even if you don't play claw like me, you'll be fine in that regard. So that's a little bit about why I use Evolve button settings over other ones. So these settings are perfect for people that don't use modded controllers, or even people that don't use claw. But it's 2025 now, you should start getting good with claw. Regardless, this is a perfect solution to not playing claw or scuff. Now on to my sensitivity. So we'll skip keyboard because nobody cares about keyboard. And we'll look at the controller settings. You'll notice for my horizontal and vertical sensitivity, I have 4.5. That seems slow, but because I'm on linear response curve, the aim seems much more fluid and faster as a result. My inner dead zone is 0.01 just to prevent the little stick drift that you'll have on linear. And my outer dead zone is 0.05. So outer dead zone is going to help prevent unintended movement when your stick is too close to the edge. So imagine pulling your stick all the way to the left or right. That's the edge. And so outer dead zone is going to refer to the area on the edge of your joystick where the movement is disregarded. So if your outer dead zone is set to 0, which mine is not, you have to fully move your stick to the edge for maximum movement. But if you have it increased a little bit, something higher than 0, this allows for the fullest extent of that movement before your stick reaches that edge. So in this regard, you get to move your stick less while still maintaining that maximum movement. So I have this at 0.05. And again, my response curve is linear. I tried exponential, which is the other one, and that was butthole. And now on to the acceleration type, which was a bit confusing for me. So radial acceleration is going to feel a lot smoother and a lot more natural for controller aim, especially with diagonal movements. And so in theory, when you think about the nature of Splitgate, this makes sense to use because there's a lot of movement, a lot of jetpacks and jumping around. You're going to need much smoother aim for all that diagonal movement that you have to do in this game. Movement regarding your aim, of course. And so for the other option, axial acceleration, it's not going to feel smoother on the diagonal plane, but it will feel smoother on a flat plane, a horizontal plane, existing from left to right. But in all honesty, I encourage you to try out whatever you feel like works for you. For me, radial acceleration felt better. Now for the acceleration time, I have it at 0.5. The acceleration horizontal and vertical, I kept default, both at 2.5. And of course that aim assist strength is cranked up to the max, baby. I'm a controller player. Those were both default settings, I believe. Acceleration time, I believe I did change a little bit. So your acceleration time is going to be the movement speed that increases based on that time. So if you have it at a higher value, let's say 1.0, it's going to take a lot longer to increase in speed. On the contrary, if you have it at a lower value like 0.1 or 2, it's going to have much more quicker response times for that acceleration. And this is in regards to your aim. But when you put it too low, in my opinion, that acceleration kick definitely affected my hipfire aim. So I enjoyed much more a 0.5 level. And lastly, of course, you want to have both auto sprint and jetpack on. And I actually play without vibration now. So those are my controller settings. I want you to go try them out right now. If you need to try them out in the firing range, there's no firing range for Splitgate yet. All you have to do is go join a custom match. I joined a free-for-all with one person in there. The rest were filled with bots, and it gives you some solid practice. I think I grinded that for an hour. The game never ended. So that was a good way for me to change my sensitivities as needed. For my visual learners, I'll give you guys some more gameplay to look at. This was my first day playing Splitgate ever, and I felt very confident with my aim already. I also forgot to mention, your zoom sensitivity multiplayer is important. I have that at 0.8. This is what makes my ADS speed nice and fluid without it being too fast, so I have great control over my aim. My aim from long range is very good, especially with DMRs, and my close range has been very sticky. So I want you guys to try this out, especially considering it's a brand new game, and let me know how you feel. For the rest of you guys that want to watch just a little bit more gameplay, I hope you enjoy, and please give me some tips or feedback. I have no clue about anything regarding this game, but I'm excited to learn with you guys. Best of luck, splitters. That's what I'm gonna call the Splitgate community. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Oh, well done.
Heating up. Double kill. Wipe out.
On the board! They got that one, but you'll get the next one. Nice work! On the board! Over 50% of enemy teams have been eliminated. Stay strong.
Round 2.
Airdrop incoming. Good kill.
Payback.
Oh, well done.
Heating up. closing.
This world is closing. Better move soon.
Five teams remaining.
Great hit! Out of the match. Time to analyze and adjust.
Final round.